Love Simon. Good Lord, I forgot the name of the movie. All right, so everyone deserves a great love story, but for 17-year-old Simon Spear, it's a little more complicated. He hasn't told his family or friends that he's gay, and he doesn't know the identity of the anonymous classmate that he's fallen for online. Resolving both issues proves hilarious, terrifying, and life-changing. And once again, I forgot to put the camera in that scene. All right, but anyways, this one, I didn't really know too much about the movie until the trailer was released, which was just not very long ago. I mean, this was just a movie that came seemingly completely out of nowhere, and ended up being probably one of my favorite movies of the year so far. And that's big credit to the director of this movie, who I'm blanking on his name now. I swore I was going to remember his name. Can you look that up for me real quick?
Yeah,
'cause this is his first movie.
We're doing the Jake Johnson all over again.
Yeah, well, I mean, he's known mostly for television. I think he's done episodes of Flash, Riverdale, and I forget what his other shows he's done, but he's known mostly for television. But this is his first movie in general, and you can tell that there is a lot of passion in how he directed this movie.
Greg Berlanti.
Yeah, Greg Berlanti. But this didn't feel like coming from his television background. That's what a lot of people normally kind of bring that element to their first movie sometimes, and that did not. This felt like a great coming of age movie. It felt like a good John Hughes throwback style movie. It had a lot of some very I mean, this movie was very funny. There's a lot of very funny scenes in this movie, but it also had a lot of heart and a lot of sentimental scenes, especially with his parents played by Josh Duhamel and Jennifer Garner play Simon's parents, and they both have very good scenes with him later on in the movie after like a big reveal, I guess. That's a part of the trailer, so I'm not really spoiling anything. Whenever everybody kind of knows, but they have really good scenes with him, as far as how they deal with it and stuff, which is really really nice. And but the acting in this movie, main act Nick Robinson, I think his name, from I think you might remember if you saw Jurassic World. Did you ever see Jurassic World?
Yes, it is.
He played like the older brother in that movie, out of the two kids. He also played Simon in this movie. Very good. He wasn't very good in Jurassic World, but he was very good in this. And Zach and I actually watched him in another movie called Everything, which we were very late to the boat. We watched that one that's like a week or two ago, and it's been out for a while. Yeah, for almost a year. That was a very good movie, and he was very good in that one. But back to this one, anyways. And this was a really good ensemble with Alexandra Shipp, the other two actors, the girl from 13 Reasons Why, Catherine Langdon, I think is her name. I forgot how you say her name. Langford. Catherine Langford, I think is what her name is.
Okay.
She's very good in this movie. And there's actually two actors from 13 Reasons Why, but she's in this movie more than he is.
More prominently.
More prominently, yes, in this movie. But they all play his friends in this movie, and none of them, like I said, none of them know that he's gay for most of the movie. But like I said, the real big part of the story is his relationship that he develops online with this mysterious, I guess he wrote a blog post, and then they got in touch where he comes out, but he won't say his name or anything. And then both of them have email conversations, not knowing either of their identity, but they do know that they go to the same school. So that makes it adds a mystery element of him trying to figure out and getting some random clues out of conversation and trying to put together who this might be. And that's the element that was interesting. But if you do look back on it, the ultimate reveal kind of weak based off of the clues you're given, because there's kind of a just something. The clues that you're given, there's two main clues. I won't say what the clues are, but there's two main clues that they give you in the movie, and you would never have been able to put two and two together that this person ended up being who. Out of those clues. Okay. There's no way that's why I felt like I was like,
you feel like the movie cheated.
Yeah, it cheated. That's exactly it. Mm-hmm. So there's some misdirection and some cheating involved in the clues, which it's not a huge thing, but if you just look at it if you look back at it that way, then you would have said we would never have guessed based off of those two clues. And then there's an antagonist character. So they actually have a small villain part in this movie.
As most coming of age movies do.
Yeah. And that part was another slightly weak element in this movie. One, because this is a part of the plot. Basically, this guy threatens to out Simon to the school if he does not set him or try to get him into a relationship with one of Simon's friends. So I thought that was kind of scummy. But the way that the character I would have thought, if from my mind as an adult, my mind would go to there's like a step A through G that you could have gone through, and you went straight to G. So to try to fulfill his goal, I guess you would say, of trying to start a relationship with this girl. And I said, and then I went back and said, but he is a teenager, and when I was a teenager, I did make stupid decisions. I would have jumped straight to maybe C or D. I don't know if I would have gone all the way to that step.
But do you look back?
Going to black
back, like a lot of times when they review movies about teenagers, I feel people go, "Well, that's not a logical decision."
Yeah,
forgetting that they're teenagers that don't think logically.
Right, not completely logically.
not completely logically on a lot of things.
Yeah, but so I don't know whether I should forgive it for that part. And then because I mean, it goes to the cliche part of. I don't know if they ever actually forgave him or anything. I don't know, but there is a scene where he tries to redeem himself, and I don't think that he completely did it. I don't know, but either way, those were the two weakest elements, I think, of the movie. But besides that, the movie's nearly perfect. So with that being said, I was fully entertained, and I'm going to own this movie and watch it a million times because it's
going to sit on the shelf right next to Lady Bird.
Yep, Lady Bird and 17, not 17, Edge of 17. That's what I'm trying to think of. Those are my three more modern coming of age movies that I like.
and if it's good, 8th grade will be joining that soon too.
What's that one?
8th grade.
Oh, 8th grade, yes. So I like I said, I guess I like these coming of age movies. They kind of feel they're really relatable. Maybe
they're relatable to us now because
we can look back on them.
Because we look back on that because when you look at it like an 80s movie about a 80s coming of age movie, it doesn't feel like we recognize these problems because we don't. But when you watch ones today, they talk about the internet. Mm-hmm. They talk about the like. Doing things that almost like we remember it and still can remember it and still, because a lot of things that we remember back then we still do due to the internet.
Right. And that's what a lot of these coming of age movies, a lot of the directors, they seemingly put themselves into these stories, and if we're close to the same age, then you can relate to some of these. I mean this movie, even though I can't relate to a coming out story, there's so many other parts of this story that you can relate to. Mm-hmm. That makes this movie more accessible to other people, and just makes it a great movie. So, like I said, it does. I mean, even John Hughes is not at all innocent of not using some of these cliches and stuff like that. But it's how they're used that makes them good movies. So this movie does. I mean, like I said, it doesn't have a lot of cliches in it, but the few that it does were awesome, and. Just the supporting characters and the way this movie uses comedy and just these sentimental some of these sad scenes and stuff like that, these heartbreaking scenes, There is just like there's a lot of these teenagers in this movie that are learning this is their first experience with love, and it's just interesting to see how they handle it and just how it's just ultimately fulfilled for them in this movie. And I just love this movie. So this movie, I'm giving it 9.5 out of 10. It's not a complete 10 just because of those slightly weak elements in
there. So you took a quarter point off for each weak element.
For 2 weak elements. Yeah.
Okay.
So, anyways, guys, have you seen Love, Simon? If you have, I definitely want to hear your opinion of it. If you haven't, you're going to check it out. I definitely suggest checking this movie out in theaters. And like I said, letting us know about your thoughts.
Mm-hmm.